Hi everyone, I'm Mary Beth George, and I'm a certified Gottman method couples therapist. And today I want to talk to you about defensiveness. It's one of the four horsemen that John Gottman talks about, one of those patterns of communication that can be very destructive when it arises between couples. So defensiveness is all about shielding yourself from an attack. So I talked about criticism already in the first video that I made in this series. And when we feel criticized by our partner, naturally we want to defend ourselves, right? And we do this in a couple of different ways because it really just doesn't feel good to us when our partner criticizes us. It's not exactly what we signed up for when we got married. So what we might do is we might try a counterattack, okay, a blame back. So in that first video that I made, I talked about my husband not picking up the dry cleaning. And I told him that he was irresponsible and I couldn't count on him for anything. Well, of course, if I say it that way, he's not really going to be able to receive that information very well. And he might feel a need to defend himself. And he might come back and say something like, well, you gave me 100 things to do yesterday, and I got 99 of them done, but the one thing I didn't do was pick up the dry cleaning, and you're going to pick on me for that? What is wrong with you? Okay, so that would be a counterattack, a blame back. Now I'm going to get defensive from him saying that, and I'm just going to get more angry, and we're going to go back and forth, attack, defend, and then that's how these conversations get really out of control. Now some people are a little bit defensive by nature. Maybe they had a critical parent, okay, so everything they see is a perceived criticism to them, and they get defensive. That doesn't work very well either. Another way that we do this is to become a whiny victim, okay? We can be, trying not to criticize our partner, but we are. We kind of, again, sneak it in the back door when we become a whiny victim. We might say something like, oh my gosh, I try so hard. I do so many things for you. And it's just never enough. You're just never happy. Okay, that's whiny victim mode. And that also shuts down the communication because that's, your partner is making a very valid complaint. You promised to pick up the dry cleaning and you didn't do it. And now you're being a whiny victim. So that'll shut it down as well. We can just use also just righteous indignation. And when we do these things, when we employ these techniques to defend ourselves, it just doesn't simply work. But one thing that will work is to find the grain of truth in what your partner is saying. It's about admitting, when you did something and just being open and honest about that. So imagine if I confronted my husband about not picking up the dry cleaning and his response was simply, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. You're right. I did say I would pick it up and I totally forgot. Listen, I'm going to run and go do that right now. Okay. And then, I'm still not happy that he didn't pick it up, but I'm okay with it now because he admitted it, right? There's no fight that's going to escalate from his defensiveness. So we really want to work on the antidotes to these four horsemen.